Welcome back to the channel. Some things have been going on. Situation's a little sticky at the moment, but I want to address some things. First, I just want to say I don't regret anything I said in a previous video. A video of which you may have noticed is no longer on the channel, along with a handful of other videos. You can only assume what happened there. And if you guys had some favorite videos that are no longer on the channel, let me know down below and we'll see what we can do. Either reshoot it, do something. Yeah, this is gosh, where do we go from here? Yeah, I don't regret anything I said. I don't regret posting the video either. I just don't want to live with regrets. It was a mistake to post that video in full transparency, and transparency is probably the word to describe what was happening here. Because I try to be as transparent as possible on this channel, and maybe we were a little too transparent. Not everybody needs to know everything that's going on in life, and that is a video that should have never surfaced. I posted that video at peak anger, hatred, resentment, and I was always taught to never make decisions when you are at the highest / peak of your emotions. Call me emotional if you will, but can't imagine I'm the only one that's ever shown any kind of emotion. But that's besides the point. The point is, I said some things that probably should not have been surfaced publicly. Those should have stayed behind closed doors. And for that, I made a mistake and paying the consequences. So there are consequences for making mistakes, and I take full accountability for that. I was recently told by a friend that there are 3 truths. There's one side, the other side, and then the actual truth. And the most unfortunate part about this situation is, especially if you're only seeing what's happening through the internet, no one will ever know the actual truth. So that is very unfortunate, but it is what it is, and the internet is the way it is. Good and bad. We take both as they come. The decision I made wasn't good for bowling. Bowling is something that I love very much, and I didn't make a decision with the goal in mind, which is to always move the sport forward. I lost sight of that, and for that, I am sorry. Truly am, because the goal when starting this channel was to help bowling. There was a lot of misinformation. There were a lot of good things that came with what we did over the last 5 years on YouTube, moving the sport forward in mind. We also brought entertainment. We brought, of course, the information and a sense of community. We built a community here that I am extremely grateful for. I could refute what's been said, but there's no point, because that doesn't achieve the goal that we're trying to set out to achieve here, which is to move bowling forward, trying to improve the state of bowling. And the longer this goes on and the more hate there is going across the board, either which way, just doesn't help the game. So there's no reason to refute anything. There's no reason to keep feeding. Sorry, I'm dog watching and trying to keep an eye on the dog. There's no reason to keep feeding this beast, because it's only going to make things worse for the game. Having that goal in mind, I want to make sure I always keep that mindset. I am consulting some friends about posting this video before I actually post it, so something I should have done with the first one, or maybe just consulted more people about it, as I did, but they also had similar feelings. So they, of course, said to send it. Yeah, I also talked to somebody that I really admired in the sport. It's kind of where this thought process is coming from, being more about the game. He wasn't a very selfish person. He always thought about the game and the players in mind. And for that, I truly admire and respect this guy. I think he was great for the game, still is great for the game, doing all the things he can to help push the game forward. So thank you. I do appreciate you mentioning that. It's not easy having to deal with the players and sometimes definitely not the internet. One thing I do really want to say is sorry to all the brands and the organizations that I represent, because I understand that I am a reflection of said brands and organizations, and my decision to post that video has impacted me in a negative way, and also the companies and brands I'm associated with as well, and that's a mistake that I never want to make again. So I am truly sorry for that. I'm also extremely grateful for the brands that have stuck by me, because they have experienced a little bit of what I've experienced as well, so they have a better understanding of what's going on. But regardless, through thick and thin, I've been with some brands for a while. I've been with some other brands for not as long, but they've all stuck by me. Truly am grateful. Thank you. And again, I do apologize for the decision I made and how it has impacted potentially the brands that I'm associated with. So thank you. And to the viewers, thank you to everyone that has stuck by me and supported me since day one, continues to support me through this mess. I am very grateful for the community that has been built over the last 5 years. Very cool to see the impact that we've made, either with bowling or people picking themselves up in a dark place, starting back up bowling after a long hiatus. Those are the stories that I really love to hear when I go out into the world and do clinics, bowl pro-ams, tournaments, whatnot. Just conversations with you guys are valuable to me, and I'm glad that we were able to make an impact here. And to those that don't feel so kindly towards me anymore or have unsubscribed to the channel, I'm not asking for forgiveness. I know that everyone is entitled to their opinion, so you are free to feel how you will about me. That doesn't change my goal. It doesn't change what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue making content. I'm going to continue with my journey on the PBA Tour. I am going to do everything I can to move in the right way moving forward, with always having growing the game in mind, because this whole situation doesn't grow the game. No individual is bigger than the game, and I think if we always keep the game in mind, things work out for the better. And I just lost sight of that. I didn't have the game in mind when I was making that last video, and I didn't have obviously the consequences in mind. You know, I deceived myself in thinking that I had the intent to inform and to help somebody, which that was genuine. I really did want to, but it turned into me just venting, and that didn't need to be aired out on the internet. So I do apologize again to all the brands and honestly any supporters that have received backlash or gotten into it with other people that may disagree. That just, none of that should have happened due to a decision that I made. I am sorry. We're moving on. If you are concerned about me, I'm okay. I've stayed off of social media for a little bit now. I may have seen things here and there, just checking up on the YouTube stuff, analytics, and the channel's healthy. It's doing well. No need to worry about that. And if you guys still hate me, that's fine. You know, if you truly have a problem with me, give me a call. Anyways, onward and upward. Thanks for watching, good or bad. I appreciate you all, and we'll see you in the next video.